Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. This is another Legends of Runeterra video. This is an update actually on Riot's recent announcement that they're going to be refocusing PvP. I'll read over the post and then we'll talk about what this implies for the game. Again, I'm a casual player. I'm not an expert in anything at all, but I do know Riot Games as I've played League of Legends for a long time. And I know that whenever they say they're refocusing something or whenever they make a major change in the way they do things, it usually doesn't bode well. So yeah, I'm just offering that perspective. I'm in no ways, again, a game design expert like I've said previously. This is just like a casual player's interpretation of what this might mean. And yeah, so let's see. Hey players, I'm Dave Guskin and I have been on the lore team since 2018, previously serving as game director and design director. Recently I've moved into the executive production role for Legends of Runeterra, and we're in the midst of some changes with the dev team that we wanted to get you up to speed on. The lore team has regularly explored new game mode options and settings, leading to a number of insights into what you, the players, enjoy most. One thing we learned is that while Past Champions mode currently provides a fun, solid experience, it's going to require significant investment to expand it to fully become what we envisioned. So, after a lot of conversation and reflection, we've decided that rather than continuing to split the game's focus between core PvP gameplay and the Path of Champions, we want to focus on hyper-serving our core PvP player base. This will include more consistent and well-tuned card updates and exciting new expansions that we hope you will all enjoy. At its core, Legends of Runeterra is a collectible card game with a passionate community, and PvP is where we believe our team can best serve players and deliver an experience that you will all continue to enjoy. The Path of Champions game mode will remain playable, but will receive fewer updates for now. Okay, so right off the bat, this is a little bit concerning because for a while now, they've been, when they announced Path of Champions and the rework for it, they said that they were going to be focusing more on the PvE version of the game. That's exactly why they updated Path of Champions, because a lot of people were enjoying it, and it's totally not because they were forced into it, and that might have skewed the, the results they got. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. But now they're saying what they've been saying for the past year, which has proven time and time again to either be not a lie per se, but you can't trust Riot when they say they're going to change something. They want to hyper-serve our core PvP player base, including consistent and well-tuned card updates and exciting new expansions that we hope you will all enjoy. The only thing that they're actually going to do here is give you new expansions every so often with new keywords and new cards. The actual balancing and tuned card updates part of that is just, I'll say like corporate like jargon. They're just saying that to get everybody to sort of side with them, be like, oh, okay, yeah, this is good. The PvP players are finally being heard after, more than half a year being ignored. And here's where that sentiment comes from. When the Bandle City expansion was fully released and Bandletree was running rampant, Conchologist was controlling the meta by providing random spells, and Gnar was, a little bit overtuned. It took them about, I'd say, a month and a half after the expansion release, maybe even 2 to 3 months, because again, this happened not too long ago. It took them a good while to hotfix that expansion and the problems that came with it, especially Yordles in Arms and Bandletree, which again, in my first ever Runeterra video, I go over how they got nerfed. Those nerfs, those specific nerfs to those cards came in way later, like by the time that this new expansion was announced. So it's been several months of no balance updates, no card changes. We did get the major card change overhaul along with those changes back before this World Walker expansion, but again, those were changes that were expected pretty rapidly from the majority of the community, and we didn't receive them until like the bitter end of the Bandle City expansion. So when they say something along these lines, they've already sort of broken our trust in expecting consistent content and consistent card updates, to where as a player, as a casual player, me reading this, I don't trust that at all. I don't mind them focusing on the PvE right now because it is a fun game mode. And the PvP isn't that bad right now. It's a good time to explore and experiment. But when people figure out the meta and things get stale for weeks on end and there's nothing being done about certain problematic cards, that's what the community resonates with and remembers the most. And so, again, saying something along the lines of, oh, we want to hyper focus on our core player base. The PvP players are what's important to us, after spending a couple of months, hyping up the PvE mode. It sounds a little bit disingenuous. Anyways, at the same time, we are refocusing on PvP and slowing down our efforts on the Path of Champions game mode. Riot has so many projects that could benefit from all we have learned with you in our experience so far. Without any spoilers, I can say that we're planning to share the love by redeploying a few of our game developers who have worked on the Path of Champions to support some of our other projects around Riot, some of which are already live and playable, and some of which are in our research and development pipeline, which I know you're excited to get your hands on. So, if you are one of our players who loves Legends of Runeterra and the Path of Champions, you can look forward to seeing glimmers of its influence in other games from Riot soon. Though we are proud of some of our critical acclaim we received since launch, what gives us the most pride is how committed our players are to this community we have built together. Which is true, a lot of the Legends of Runeterra community is committed to the game. But recently, a lot of the bigger YouTubers took a long break or broke away from the game because there was no changes being done. So it's kind of like, again, this is me just knowing Riot for what they say and what they do. This to me sounds a little bit guilt trippy, but that's neither here nor there. It's probably not the intent at all. They love the community and the community loves the game and they're passionate about the game. I've seen this. I'm passionate about the game too. I love it. But I'm going to call Riot out for what they do. Riot is also committed to continuing to support our game and our community. This pivot will allow us to serve the core lore players and hyper focus, they said this word again, on our core audience, while also turbocharging other great games from Riot by lending a few talented lore devs to their awesome teams. We are excited about what the future holds for Legends of Runeterra and what that means for you, our players. The competitiveness of the game, our engagement with the community, or lack thereof really, and our frequent updates are the heartbeat of lore. So I just quickly wanted to mention that even though Riot does update the game on a monthly basis, a lot of the changes that they do are very safe. They're very unimpactful for card changes for champions, for spells, for landmarks, whatever have you. They're usually bug fixes as well. The last big update that we got was on April 26th for patch 3.6. So when they say that they're refocusing on PvP, what are they actually trying to say? That they're going to have more updates like 3.6? Or are they just going to have more frequent updates? Instead of once a month, maybe it's twice a month? Who knows? That's sort of like the issue that people are having, or at least that I'm having with it, since they do have frequent updates, they're just not as impactful as the community might want them to be. So look, maybe hopefully with this announcement, they consider changes that might shake up the meta a little bit more. We'll be back by the end of the summer to give an updated look at our new focused roadmap, and we're excited to see how you like World Walker and future expansions in the meantime. Finally, I wanted to thank JJ and Brett for the support in this new role. I can't wait to see what they do next here at Riot and Dave. So thank you, Dave, for the update, but these decisions don't really seem to resonate with the community. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like they're doing a complete 180 from promoting this new game mode, from hyping it up, from saying it's going to be their main focus now. And their recent video explaining Path of Champions 2.0 was how, people enjoyed the PvE and how they want to expand upon that, and they hyped it up, they released it. So they hyper-focused, that's using a word that they used, on Path of Champions, and now they're doing a 180 and saying that they're hyper-focusing on PvP, which, again, like, you have to make up your mind for this sort of game. because it is a fun game. It is a collectible card game. The PvP is great. You know, when it's good, it's good, and when it gets stale, it gets stale. That's how most card games work. The PvE is fantastic. The update is phenomenal. The system for shards could be improved, but you know, that's with time. But to say that you're going to be cutting devs from that team and putting them on the PvP team, it just sounds like a lot of internal disagreement on the direction of the game. Honestly, like, it's a good thing that they're focusing on PvP. I just feel like they could have said this in a much better way that doesn't involve like switching up the teams and refocusing like the direction of the game. I think he could have just said something along the lines of, now that Path of Champions 2.0 is out, we can start to focus on the PvP mode of the game. We've reallocated assets into the PvP mode, so that means less updates for Path of Champions for now, while we try to get the competitive players the love that they deserve too. And yeah, instead of saying things like, I can say that we're planning to share the love by redeploying a few of our game developers. Like that just sounds weird, man. You don't gotta say it like that. You could just say that the team that was working on Path of Champions is now gonna focus on PvP, or focus on helping the PvP team. You could have said it like that. I don't know. There's a different way you could have worded this. And yeah, that about concludes my little rant on Riot right now. They could have worded this a lot better. It sounds a little bit suspicious in the sense that, you know, they're promising stuff again, which, again, after a while, they don't keep their promises. It's kind of the precedent that they've set. But let me know your thoughts. I would love to read them. If you disagree with me, that's fine. You let me know why, and I would love to like hear your reasons and thoughts as to why. Yeah, so leave a comment, leave a like if you enjoyed. If you dislike, that's perfectly normal. You know, we can have our disagreements. We're all civil here. And yeah, that being said, be sure to tune in next time for more Legends of Runeterra content and for more Ruined King content. And with that, you're all dismissed. Have a great week.